Disclaimer: the following video contains personal stories from people who go to my school. The names have all been covered to protect the crustiness. You have been warned. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Cinnamon, and I am getting ready to give you guys a video about three weird things that I did in elementary school, or three weird things that I witnessed in elementary school, because, like, you know, why the fuck not? As a child in America, when you're a little kid, you do some stupid shit. Like, you do some stupidness. And not only you, but the people around you do too. And of course, you always end up witnessing it. Okay, that did not turn out very well. And of course, you always end up witnessing it. When I was in about first grade, there was this kid in my class. Now, keep in mind, no matter what grade you're in, no matter how old you are, no matter what school you go to, what country you live in, when you're in elementary school, there's always that one kid in everybody's class that's always throwing up. Why? No one knows. Not even he knows. So, this particular kid, let's name him Cam. In my first grade class, I had the best teacher ever. I had the best teacher ever. So that day, I think it was around the end of the school year, we were all getting ready to watch a movie together because, like, you know, why the hell not? So what she was doing, she was just going around the room and, closing all the blinds and shutting the windows and covering up the window and the door and stuff, to get the room as dark as possible. Because when I was in the first grade, it was probably around year 2006, 2007, around there. We didn't have flat screens, nor did we have smart boards. What we had were those big ass TVs with the box in the back. And if you got light on that, you're not going to be able to see jack. Like, you can't see anything. So she was trying to get the room as dark as possible. And while this was all going on, the whole class was just, sitting down, just chilling. I was with my group of friends. I was just over there talking, making people laugh as usual. And I was sitting next to, what was his name? Cam. I was sitting next to Cam. And I knew he was the kind of kid who would always be throwing up for, like, the stupidest things. And, but I was like, you know what, as long as he's not throwing up, I could do with him. Because the thing about me is, like, I really hate vomit so much. Like, I'm feeling nauseous just talking about it. It's nasty. He was, just sitting there. He was talking to his friends. And then out of nowhere, I think the room got, like, it was just dead silent. Like, it was just drop dead silent. No one was saying anything. You could hear a pin drop, like, it was that quiet. So the room was just completely silent. And my teacher was busy in the back of the room, so she didn't really give a crap what we were doing. We were just sitting there looking around. And then Cam, right next to me, goes, "Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up." And everybody jumps up. I kid you not. Everybody in my class jumped up and just booked to, like, all different ends of the room. Because, I mean, what he said was correct and incorrect at the same time. He doesn't throw up. He erupts. He erupts like a volcano. I'm not playing with you. So it was like they didn't want to be in the splatter zone, quote unquote. They didn't want any of that on them. So they booked. I ran all the way to the other side of the room, right next to my teacher, like by the windows. But, like, majority of the classes ran to the cubbies, and he was sitting there, and the teacher turned around and just looked at him with a blank face, like, and, he was just sitting there, smiling at her, like, like it was no big deal. And she was like, "All right," he was joking, "everybody go back to your seats." And we were like, "Really, nigga?" Like, well, obviously we didn't say that, but, like, we said something similar to it. Like, are you serious? Blah, 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 blah. Like, we were irritated because he made us get up for no reason. So we sat back down, and finally we started watching the movie. he finally started like making these weird noises, like he was gonna throw up, like over and over, and the whole class was like, yo, shut up, like you're not funny, cut it out, blah blah blah. And then like I got a feeling in my stomach that he wasn't joking. Like I really thought that, you know, he was being genuine. So I moved over, like I scooted over a little bit, because, you know, again, I don't like vomit, I don't like to take chances. So I moved over a little bit, and, you know, sure enough, but lucky for me, I was out of the way. No, he didn't throw up on anybody. The only person he threw up on was himself. Like, it was like on his shirt and everything. It was like, ugh. My teacher, she paused it, like she jumped up and paused the video, and she just like, she picked him up like by his shoulders, like lifted him, and then just like carried him out of the room. And the whole class was like, what the hell is going on? Because it was like, it was completely random. And see, the boy who cried vomit, see, no one believed him the second time. Moral of the story, don't lie about anything, especially about throwing up, because that's some serious shit. Nobody likes to see vomit. And like, if you like to look at vomit, next story. So when I was in second grade, and I know like some of the people who go to my school actually did go to the same elementary school as me, and they were in my class in second grade. Shout out, you know who you are. I'm gonna take these glasses off because they're pissing me off. Anyway, this one day that my teacher was actually extremely salty, like for some odd reason. I have no idea why. I don't know who the hell pissed her off, but that day she was extremely salty, and she was taking it out on us. So, you know, she came into school, and I knew from in the morning she was a little like, you know, like irritable, like she was getting ticked off too easily. So in my head I was like, okay, I have no idea what's going on here, but I'm just gonna try to remain as innocent as possible, because, you know, as a little kid, it was my goal to piss anybody off as much as possible. I think it was around after lunch. Usually after lunch, that was when she would like read a book to us. You know, we would all like gather around on our little like rug mat thingamabob, and she would like she'd read a book to us. There were people like fooling around in the background, because of course they're second graders. Second graders do whatever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want to. And she got so angry, like she slammed her hand down on the desk, and she pulled out this big clock looking thing, and she put it on the table, and she set it to 5 minutes, and she was like, if any of you make another sound, whether it's coughing, sneezing, burping, talking, I don't care what it is, I'm adding another 5 minutes to that timer, and by the time we're done reading, whatever time is on that clock, I will take that out of your recess tomorrow. Is that understood? And then of course we were like, how could you? You know, she started reading, and eventually someone coughed. I don't know who it was. I don't remember what, I don't remember. And she got up, and she speed walked. She speed walked over to that clock, and then she clicked it up to like, so it was up to 10 minutes now. And then like after that, people just started like coughing and fake sneezing just to bother her. It got to the point where like the timer, like it ran out of 5 minute marks. So she was there like, oh great, now the timer is complete, or whatever, something like that. And it was like, everyone was trying not to laugh, because it was just that funny. It was just that funny. I don't know who coughed. I don't know who. I mean, I was one of the people who was like making noise just to bother her, because that's just who I am. But yeah. That felt disgusting. But yeah. 3 weird things that happened in elementary school. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and leave a comment below telling me what you want to see in the next video. And I will see you next time. Adios.